All right, what's going on, everybody? What's going on? Appreciate you guys checking in with me. If you're watching on the playback, I'm just going to kind of touch base on some things that are going on with the market currently, some things that we can look out for to help give us a little bit of guidance, where to, if you're super underwater, try to exit some positions, or if you're planning on holding for the long term, what to do in that case as well. So just going to jump into it. Alrighty, so I got my screen pulled up. Hopefully everybody can see that. This is Bitcoin on the weekly, right? So we got Bitcoin here on the weekly. Hey, what's going on? I'm gonna have to have you mute. Yeah, there we go. Bitcoin going on the weekly here. So first things first, I'm gonna throw on my 200-week moving average, right? Anytime, usually when we bust under that 20-week moving average, we do test our 200-week moving average. So you can see it's getting pretty close back here. I've showed in previous videos like the back testing of it, but you can see we bounced here March 2020, bounced here December 18 through February, and bounced here a couple of times as well back in 2017 and even in 2015 as well. So it is a pretty good indication. Not saying it's guaranteed, but definitely something you want to be aware of at the least. Alrighty, we're also going to throw on a reverse fib here in our current downtrend, right? So we hit a high November 8th, 2021. And since then, we've been trending down. So we're going to run our fib from the top of that move down to this 20-week moving average. Again, expecting a move there, not saying we're going to, just going off, what I think is possible, right? With that, we'll get a few levels here that we'll want to watch out for. Obviously, anytime you see support on a previous level, then that's a good sign, right? So we have a little bit of support around 30K. We've obviously been broke that all the way down to about 25,500. But we're still dancing with that $30,000 level. So do be aware, in my opinion, until we get at least back above 33, 34, I would even say 34,000. So not looking too great, right? We want to at least be above 34,000 to have any sort of hope that we're getting more moves to the upside. I did assume that we would get a bounce somewhere along this way. The bounce never really came. You can see we've just been like straight free falling since we rejected here off this 0.382 level on the fib around 40K, just moving straight down. No really bounce in sight. We're on a daily now. We switch time frames, and you can see there's only 2 days where candles closed green, and both of those were very small moves at that. So do be aware of that. More downside could be to come if we do not get above at least $34,000, right? So I also want to point out, since we're here, pulled this picture up from a while back. So this picture indicates Bitcoin's dominance, BTC.D, Bitcoin, BTC, and altcoins, alts, right? And you read it from the left to the right-hand side. And as you read it from the left to the right-hand side, you can get an idea of how some of the other cryptocurrencies or crypto assets play out when Bitcoin and Bitcoin dominance do these things. So, and you can read here on the top line, we're only going to worry about Bitcoin dominance increasing right now. So the top three, so increase, 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 and then we're going to read those to the right. So when Bitcoin dominance increases and Bitcoin increases, alts usually decrease, right? So think about it, when Bitcoin dominance and Bitcoin both increase, alts usually decrease. Bitcoin dominance increases, Bitcoin decreases, alts decrease rapidly. So obviously that's what we've been seeing lately, right? And how can we back that up? We'll pull up the Bitcoin dominance chart. And we'll go back to the weekly here. And let me throw on a few of, got the 200 already on there, throw on this fib retracement here and this rectangle here. And so you can see we're under the 200-week moving average for Bitcoin dominance. The high that we've seen previously, about 72%. We were averaging around 60%, and I thought that was a pretty healthy range. And I kind of expected dominance to come back up and test that area. It would make sense because currently the market's been in the downtrend for so long, right? So that would clearly make sense that we come back up, we test this 20-week moving average. Bitcoin is most likely going to lead the pack there. So I kind of showed here with these arrows that from this time of December 20th through about August 2021, alts were pumping, compared to Bitcoin relatively, right? Obviously, Bitcoin's dominance was decreasing this whole time. And when Bitcoin's dominance decreases, alts pumps. And so if we're looking at the reverse side of that, and we're expecting the Bitcoin dominance to move up and test this purple box here, that 200 and also that 200 weekly moving average, if we're looking for it to move up and test around that 56%, then obviously alts are going to bleed here. So just a quick reminder, right? So if Bitcoin dominance is increasing, and whether Bitcoin is increasing or decreasing, for alts, they will decrease or decrease rapidly. So be aware going into alts right now. Obviously, alts will give you the most reward, but I did just want to kind of point this out and get us back to that frame of reference. So do be aware of that. Pull this up on your charts if you need be. Bitcoin dominance, and then this is in the Discord as well. Just you can copy and paste that chart there. All right. So after talking about Bitcoin dominance, we're going to talk about now alts compared to Bitcoin, right? So alts with their Bitcoin pairing. The reason why I want to kind of touch on this is just to show, like, most likely it's going to be a more of a fight for altcoins right now. And even though you can still get a good return with them and their dollar pairing, it could make more sense just to be holding Bitcoin at this time. We always talk about holding a little bit of Bitcoin for safety, just as it's the most reliable, right, crypto asset, but just kind of illustrates it a little bit better. All right, so let me go into the time scales. I think it is January 21. So yeah, perfect here. So January 2021, obviously, again, we're on Bitcoin dominance. It decreased, so alts were increasing from that time. So let's take the same time frame from January 2021 through about August of 2021. And we can see when you pull up altcoins pairing, like let's just look at ADA really quick. And let's look at, again, those dates. So we're going from January 2021, which is right here. So let me grab this. And we'll just mark it off. So January 2021 through, excuse me, this is the end of August right here, August 30th, right? And so obviously during that time, this chart shows ADA compared to Bitcoin. So ADA was moving up, it's in an uptrend compared to Bitcoin. So it would have made more sense to hold ADA during that time, right? You would have got a higher gain holding ADA in the same dollar amount. If you would have bought ADA, you would have made more money compared to buying Bitcoin. But if you look at compared to now, since that time, obviously it would have made more sense to be holding Bitcoin, right? And it's going to be hard for some of these pairs to really bounce back above that idea. So just be aware of that. You can throw 20-week moving up averages on these pairings as well. Do the same type of work. You see this inefficiency here. So it has a lot of work to do to get back above. And what can you take from this chart? Just this simply, in the most layman terms here, it just shows that because ADA is the asset you're looking at and you're comparing it to Bitcoin, if it's going down, it would make more sense to hold Bitcoin. If it was going up, it would be making more sense to hold ADA, right? So same as we go through all these alt pairs. And okay, now we'll pull up Ethereum. Ethereum is a little bit different, obviously, because Ethereum has been outperforming most alts. It's the second biggest protocol, so it's a little bit different with Ethereum. But let's look at that same time frame. We got January 2021. Somewhere around there, boom. And we go through until August 2021. You can see during that time, made more sense to hold Ethereum. And even after this time, Ethereum is still holding up fairly well. So let's go on to 20-week moving average for Ethereum. It's actually right below its 20-week moving average now. So, dang, that sucks. So just like any other, Ethereum has some bullish catalysts coming up for it, right? The merge is coming later on in this year. It's going to be switching to proof of stake, but during these market conditions, it's hard to see a big pop. But if anything, I do think it's still safe to be holding Ethereum and accumulating Ethereum, like even at these levels, anywhere around 2,000. And let's really quick pull up Ethereum chart just because I'm curious if it's how low it is under its 20-week moving average currently. 20 weeks here. So it's about 30% under its 20-week moving average. If anything, even if you don't want to accumulate right at this second, maybe place some buy orders on Ethereum. Not financial advice, obviously, but its 200-week moving average is right around 1,200. I would expect that move to get front ran, so maybe around like 1,500. All right, but do be aware the 200 moving average is 1,189, so about 1,200. Okay, going back to the altcoins compared to Bitcoin really quick, just we touched on ADA already. Let's look at Solana. Same type idea, not as much data here to really go off of, but you can see we've kind of proven the point from January 2021. Oop, doesn't go back that far. Through August, kind of starts there. It's been trending down any way you look at it, right? So it would be making more sense to be holding Bitcoin, but you may get big returns in the dollar size, but it's still most likely going to make sense to be holding Bitcoin at this point. Link, oh, the dog's going crazy. Link actually did well for a little while compared to Bitcoin. Let's go January 2021 down here, and through August it had its run up here. That was its biggest run up. Let's see, what was that percentage? 176%. The move for Link, and we'll go through and mark the other ones really quick. ADA during its run up period compared to Bitcoin, almost a 10x. Look at that. ETH during its run up period, 230%. So obviously when it's time to buy alts, it's a good time to buy alts. I just don't know if it's right this second. So just be aware of that. Alts compared to the Bitcoin pairing and how they move against each other. And obviously Bitcoin dominance. Keep an eye on Bitcoin dominance, maybe set a few alarms if you want. Wait for Bitcoin dominance to get a little bit closer to this 56% range, right? Because if this does play out and alts do bleed over that time as Bitcoin's dominance continues to increase, then you'll know that, hey, this is possibly a rejection coming, right? Let's get rid of this. This is possibly a rejection coming off of here, and then it moves, dominance moves back down. And if you want to buy alts on that rejection, right? Because that's going to be when the alts flip back positive, when Bitcoin's dominance coming back down, just like we have labeled over here where alts pump is when this is coming down. When this is going up, alts bleed. So do be aware, maybe set a few alarms. Actually, I'll set one right now for myself as well. All right. Okay, cool. So that was the biggest thing I wanted to touch on. Matic.Doge, we can kind of go through all those, but it's the same thing. Same thing going through all those. Other than that, we know what's going on with, can I pull this? We know what happened with Luna. They halted their blockchain officially. So not looking too good for that. Maybe they pull an Ethereum Classic where they fork the chain and kind of roll it back and move on from that point. I know there's a few proposals going up on Terra Luna Station to figure out what they want to do, but nothing's really set in stone. Other than that, you guys both know on this call how bullish I am on play to earn games. So I'm going to pull up a few categories and see if there's any P2E games that kind of stand out to me. Right now, in my opinion, it's a great time to be playing these games and accumulating these coins while they are low. If you find a game that you like to play or that just has a low cost of entry that you can do in your spare time and, you know, have a little side bank just coming in where you're not actually buying the coins, you're just earning them through playing the game, and then the game gets a little bit of adoption. Well, you know, we've seen that recipe work out really well before. So obviously I'm still a huge fan of Gala. I would be DCAing into Gala over the long term. I think it's a great product what they're building. So there's one, Immutable X I've spoken about before, layer 2 NFT platform. I think they're huge. They have the potential to be huge because they have a lot of partnerships. Like they partnered with Gary Vee when he dropped his book games. And so just like little things like that where you have communities that can mass adopt your platform in an instant. Never really a bad bet in my opinion. Going through, let me pull up actually. I'm not sure if you guys can see what I'm doing right now, but there's a few gaming projects here that I just wanted to put on everyone's radar. So just give me 1 second. If I find this. Okay. All right, and we've talked about some of these previously, but Play Big Time. So Play Big Time, we've talked about it, has a great studio, has a real game, already in production. They've already done their land sale. Just keep an eye out for them. They've, I don't know how much they actually raised. They've raised a bunch of money for their platform. So Play Big Time, or I think they just called Big Time. Yeah, bigtime.gg. So keep an eye out for those guys. Heroes of Mavia. We spoke about Heroes of Mavia previously. I wonder how their land is doing right now. This is, to me, a good price. Honestly, if you can get into Heroes of Mavia, obviously you need to understand the project, but basically this land is going to be able to generate resources. If you've ever played like Clash of Clans, it's like a very similar style game. And the games that are going to make the most money are most likely going to be mobile games. If you don't know, the mobile gaming market is like absolutely insane in the amount of revenue they pull in. So when you have one of these projects that's actually generating real revenue from users on a consistent, steady, sustainable basis, that's where you're going to win big time. Haha. But yeah, so Big Time, Mavia, definitely check out. I think this is a great price right now. If this falls to like 0.3, it's like, oh my goodness, definitely. What else? Let me go through this really quick. We talked about Phantom Galaxies previously. Their game, I actually played their game. It's really fun. Let me see if I can pull it up. So just like really quick, like this is real gameplay. And they had their demo come out. I was able to test it out. It's pretty fun. So just to give you an idea, Phantom Galaxies, I would definitely keep an eye on what they have going on. I believe they've already minted their NFT project. I'd have to double check. And there's a few more. 1 second. Cities Heroes, we talked about. Mobland, we talked about. My Pet Hooligan is one that I was kind of late to, but watching their animation and what they've done on their platform, they have a full like studio that's going to be coming out. Pretty bullish on what they have going on over there. So if you haven't heard of them, AMGI Studios. Did I go the wrong thing? Oh, my bad. This is what I meant to grab. I would check out this project. I believe they have a game coming out, and they have like an animation studio that they're already working on up. A few of their videos that have come out have been like super clean. Very impressive, honestly. So those are a few gaming projects that I'm kind of keeping. Ooh, excuse me. Keeping my eye on, keeping a watch out for. Obviously, Krabata. I'm super bullish on Krabata, especially at these prices. Wish I would have waited a bit to get into it, but even still, they just released Swimmer Network. Gas fees are considerably lower. So I'm very bullish. Actually, I need to check my crabs here shortly. So those are a few things I'm going to be doing to try to not really beat the market, but just survive the market, right? And again, that is keeping a close eye on Bitcoin's dominance. I DCA anytime we're under the 20 week on like pretty much a daily, weekly basis anyway. It's usually not a crazy amount. I'll set buy orders. So say, for example, I'm going to DCA 50 bucks, $100 a week. And then I have a buy order set for 1,500 maybe if we go to 22,000, right? And then another buy order set for $2,000, $3,000 if we go down to 12,000 or something like that. And then over the meantime, I'm just, putting in the 50 to 100 on the weekly basis. So that's how I've been playing it. We did talk about de-risking a slight amount. I wish we would have hit it a little bit harder, obviously, right? Hindsight's 2020. I'm sure we all wish we would have de-risked a little bit more. We spoke about it on that previous bounce when we bounced back up to, I think it was around 45K. And ultimately we weren't able to hold back on that move back down to 40, 42K. I was saying we lost 40, 42, then we would most likely see 30. And then, after losing 30, it was like, well, maybe we'll see 22. So unfortunately, that's how it plays out, but that's also the market, right? So it goes in swings, it ebbs and it flows. I'm not sure if you guys have any questions. You can throw them in chat, or if you had anything you wanted to touch on, throw them in chat. Another game that I just started playing and they just had their NFT mint that's like, I think super under the radar is this one. I was looking up bull flags earlier. So this is a pretty cool play to earn game, and it's on Solanum. I'm actually looking at a lot of Solana projects right now. It seems like a lot of people are heading towards Solana projects during this kind of down bear time. It's getting a lot of rumbles in Discords that I'm in, hearing about it on Twitter. So keep an eye out for that. So this is like a first-person shooter. I'm surprised my computer's not lagging me out here. But basically, you can play this game and you can, oh, I got merged. You can play this game and you can connect your Sol wallet. You can log in, create a login, and then you connect your Sol wallet and you collect NFTs like skins and guns in the game. And it's cool because it doesn't require a lot of RAM. It doesn't take up as much memory. You can just hop in and play really quick. And it's also relatively cheap. I believe it's only like 1.5 Sol maybe to start out playing this game. And Houston was saying, can't remember, but I want to find the horse racing game on Avalanche. Horse, is that a D race? I think that's on Polygon though. I think D race is on Polygon. Maybe it's on E. And then PegAxia is the other horse racing one I know. That one's on Polygon. I'm not sure which one is on AVAX, but a lot of people are saying that AVAX is going to be the main GameFi chain after Jewel launched on Jewel launched their like extra network, not extra network, their subnet on AVAX, and then Krabata launched their subnet on AVAX. So GameFi, people are saying that Avalanche is kind of coming for the top. So we'll see about that. There's also a game, I think it's called Pizza Game, I think. The play to earn Pizza Game. You gotta love it, right? Yeah, this is on AVAX. I don't know much about it, but I did see some people talking about it in Discord, and I never really dove deep into it. It looks like it's down pretty big, just like everything else, right? Everything's down pretty big. Let's even look into the last like month or so. Yeah, it's been sliding. So this is maybe one to look out for. I don't know enough about to really say anything more. Oh, Barry said he's in Pizza Game. Oh, what's up? What's up, Barry? Can you say something? What you think about Pizza Game?
So Pizza Game is pretty cool. Obviously, if the token price is a little better, but the developers definitely have a great roadmap, I would say. It's just that it's been tough trying to implement a lot of the things that they wanted to implement simply because of the way that the market is right now. Right. But it's from a developer standpoint, they're pretty on point. The integrity is there. The community is pretty good. You know, no complaints there. It's just that market is where it is.
Yep,
But like right
exactly.
now, other than the fact that, you know, you kind of, if you wanted to, if an individual were going to ape into pizza game, that would definitely be a risk right now, considering the type of altcoin that it is. But you can definitely level up pretty quickly with not a lot of money compared to when I first got in.
Right. Okay. All right. Yeah. So anybody listening, it might be a good idea to hop in the pizza game. What were you saying, Barry?
I was saying,
I think that was Houston.
Oh, Houston. What's up, brother?
yeah, from by the way it looks like a game I actually play with my kids called Overcooked.
Oh, the pizza game does?
Yeah, so if it is like that, that's a pretty fun game. So if you can make some money doing that, might be worth just trying a small amount at least, because I have a ball playing that.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. And that's kind of like the point where I'm at, where I'm like, I want to try everything because, you know, I feel like you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Like even when it comes to like getting on whitelist for NFTs and things, like I'm like, nah, I probably won't even mint it, but it's like you gotta at least try it. You gotta test it out so that way you know. And then you said there was another one. It was called Meta Derby.
Yes, that's the horse racing one that's on Avalanche.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to check this one out as well. Meta Derby, boom. Your Derby tickets, and I wonder. Oh, looks like you can already start playing and everything. Play now. But this is exactly what I'm saying for anybody listening out there. It's like you should be testing out these, you know, these different alternative ways that you can play games and earn, because when the metaverse boom really does hit, you know, we've seen like a preview of it this past bull run, but when it does really hit, if you can be positioned well enough to have a small stake in any of these types of things that do catch on, I really think it'll be like actual life changing for you. So that's my game plan as I'm going through. As we're in this bear market, right? It's funny to say that we're in a bear market now when, you know, we've been trending down since November. For the past 6 months, we've been in a downtrend. So, you know, but what I plan on doing until you know, we're done accumulating, right? So throughout this period, I'm watching to see if we pull down to around 20,000 to 22,000. If we do get a bounce, maybe look to get some entries there. As that's happening, I'm also keeping a close eye on Bitcoin's dominance. I'm watching to see if we get a move up to around 56%. Because if we do, in my opinion, I believe that altcoins will, you know, be starting to bottom out once we get to that point. So that's where I would want to try to grab up some altcoins. Moving on from there, I'm going to continue playing the play to earn games. Like I said, I'm already in Cribata. I think it's great. I'm about to get into pizza game right now. I've been in Crypto Raiders for some time. You guys can check out Crypto Raiders. It's fun, but it's like not enough action. And then the one I'm Crypto Raider. And then the one I'm most excited about is Imposters. Imposters is not quite out yet, but they do have a lot of things going on with their NFTs, all dropping every 2 weeks. So just wanted to let you know. I'm running out of time. I need to upgrade my account again. Just want to let you guys know and kind of tap into like what I got going on. So that's going to do it for the recording. Check in the Discord if you have any questions, and talk to y'all soon.
Thanks a lot, man.
Cool. Appreciate it.